So the kind of things that are happening at Chelsea, it's mind-boggling, mind-boggling. And to be very honest, I've said it several times and I say it again. If you're a Chelsea fan and as a football fan, and as it stands now, you can't see the vision of what they are trying to do over there, then you will never see it. Don't bother. Like, don't even stress yourself because you are not going to see it. Because what they want to do over there is clear. And it is as a result of the things that have happened in the last few hours at Chelsea Football Club. Everything that has happened in there in the last few hours, in fact, in the last bare 4 hours, has been geared towards one thing that the owners and then the team, the sporting directors have always wanted to do. And that's the reason why they're getting to the levels where they are getting to. And for me, it makes a lot of sense. Why am I saying these things? I'll delve into them. About 4 or 5 different things. Chelsea have met 4 different agents from the last 4 hours. 4 different agents or 4 different players from sure. Why? Because some person are discussing what the plans are for their players. Some of them that they wanted to get last season, some of them that is this season, and there is one of them that Chelsea are fighting over Arsenal for. Big player because they need him. And it's simple because at the end of the day, they want to make sure so they get the best players in a lot of things, transitions, breaking down of low blocks, all of these things. They are very, very important and apparent in building a very important squad in the English Premier League. And I think that is exactly what these teams over there, and especially for the on the part of Chelsea Football Club. But let me start from what happened this morning with respect to Mauricio Pochettino. Mauricio Pochettino bebo with a charity foundation in the next few hours. Now, because of the way in a charity foundation, he has sent in his final farewell message to Chelsea Football Club. And in that final farewell message, it's clear exactly what he wanted to tell them. And I think that's a very classy message from coach that is called Mauricio Pochettino. And I'll tell you by it. He's going to play with Soccer Aid, but this is the message that Mauricio Pochettino left for Chelsea Football Club and its fans. Makes a lot of sense, a lot of class in what Mauricio Pochettino did. Yes, he's not going to be the new Chelsea manager, but he understands that he's a gentleman, and sometimes in life, you don't need to close the door too hard behind you. You close it gently because you never know what will happen. And this is the message that Mauricio Pochettino did to want to say to the owners, the sporting directors, and the club. We appreciate the opportunity to return to the Premier League of this great club, Chelsea, and for the support you gave us, as well as on all the players, the staff, and the fans. Thank you. We understand how important this club is to you, and all this is why we work so hard to give you Chelsea. You can be a Chelsea that you can be proud of. I'm so pleased with the level the team reached and the way the players and staff have all worked hard to increase their standards. They deserve to get great credit, and I hope you felt that too in how they performed on their pitch. We know that there have been ups and downs, but we always believe in this team and that we would arrive at a consistent level. I believe the experiences of this season and the big moments, improvements we saw, I hope will all make the players stronger for the future. It has been a pleasure to work with them all, and we appreciate the strong bonds we created in this last year together. I want to wish all of you the best for the next season and beyond. It is great that we have the chance to return to Stamford Bridge as soon with the Soccer Aid this weekend, and I hope that we get to see some of you there too. I hope you all get a great summer. Big hug from us, Mauricio Pochettino X. Brilliant message from former Chelsea manager Mauricio Pochettino because he's returning to Stamford Bridge for Soccer Aid. And then he had to send in a good old message to Chelsea team, and all the players in there. And that's a touch of class from Mauricio Pochettino. Now, apart from everything Mauricio Pochettino, a lot of things have been going on at Chelsea Football Club, and I'll delve straight into it. First of all, and it said Tosin last week I did report to you, said Chelsea are going on to finish with Tosin Adebayo. Chelsea believes that for some player, a huge value for money, and a Chelsea in your free Tosin Adebayo. So he's going to come on a free. He's a player who experienced in the Premier League. He's 6'5", he's young, 25, turning 26. He is quality on the ball. He can play, and then he fits with Enzo Maresca's system, not like a glove. And then the fact that he has worked with Enzo Maresca before, all of those things, Chelsea have put it together. The fact that his wages won't be too much, it makes a lot of sense. They've brought everything together. They are bringing in Tosin Adebayo. Today, I can report to you, say, Tosin Adebayo, as Aminoka say, just finished his medicals at Chelsea Football Club at Cobham. There's a hospital in Cobham, Chelsea's official clinic, that he has done with his medicals. Everything is done, everything is sorted. Tosin Adebayo, unless there is something monumental that comes out of that medical, Tosin Adebayo is going to be the first signing for Enzo Maresca as Chelsea manager, and everything is going to be sorted in there. And he has gotten his first central centre back, somebody who can play in the middle of the park, in between the two centre backs, and progress. And I was telling you this morning, say if you look at Enzo Maresca in the year Boneboa, his goalkeeper and Hermansen, in this case at Leicester City, a goalkeeper now originally between the two centre backs when they open up. That was in Fies and Vestergaard. And Hermansen was very good, very confident on the ball, and that's what he wanted. So baby, said Chelsea 4-1 to still hold on to Robert Sanchez and Georgi Petrovic. It is because they want to make sure, say, they build their confidence that they can go on to compete at the highest level for Chelsea Football Club. That is it with respect to Chelsea. Any players, somebody on mobile, any Tosin Adebayo. Now, 3 different extra things happen at Chelsea Football Club. Let me run all of them and analyze them for you. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. If you've not subscribed to the channel, pause the video, go back, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notification. Again, imperative. Say you pause the video, you go back, and then you turn on notification. Imperative, important. Turn on notification, subscribe to the channel, share the link to Bia Hula Sports to also enjoy the analysis. And Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube in there. Then everything goes on well with respect to what we want to do in the players. Now, Chelsea have met 2 different agents in Chelsea for Eshiomo. And Joe Shields started something. In the past bare 1 week, he has done a thorough job in South America, and that is with the job of Estevao Willian. Estevao Willian, Chelsea be Akaje's announcement. Now, the reason why Chelsea are being quick in the transfer market, in the transfer market, almost everybody is now preparing, but Chelsea want to finish everything. Why? The first reason is they want to give Enzo Maresca a very good and serene atmosphere in preseason. And yes, I feel like preseason I want started or preparing a team. Now if you see player way back, no. Chelsea want to finish all their business by the end of June, so that Maresca knows exactly what his players needs, and as a players on your mobile Juma, by the time he starts working by the 1st of July. Now, the devil is in the detail. Let me get that to you. First one, near woman Nina say, social Enzo Maresca was starting or sending a software, a check tactics to the players. Into Chelsea players no see no Euros no move fini ade no. Enzo Maresca contact you nyina. And was share last season Chelsea games no. And was send you nyina software say okay, sa software we. Obi an share see na person me ball we center back. Wadwuma ohia ni body orientation is zone we na abegina mu to receive the ball. Zone we na say ogina mu to pass the ball. Zone we na abegina mu to turn around and play forward. Sa nyema nitty-gritty nyina no. He has sent them videos and then softwares to start working on it because it is very important to how he wants to play. It is because he wants to hit the ground running. It Enzo can't also prepare Simon. And a sporting director says, okay, then fine. If that's the case, then we want to make sure the players are winning now. Players are made next season now. By the time at 30th of June, you BBR so that there are no issues. And it started from say Chelsea for a final replacement for Mauricio Pochettino. It's been just 2 weeks. 2 weeks back, and at Chelsea for a very good job in replacing Mauricio Pochettino. And in free England, and said Chelsea have been very clear, verbatim, and then no doubt in your head, no iota of doubt in your head, say Enzo Maresca is their man. Because immediately Pochettino went away, they interviewed a couple of coaches. Once they spoke to Enzo Maresca, they knew this was the guy. So they settled on Enzo Maresca. Enzo Maresca obviously is the new Chelsea manager. Enzo Maresca coming in, he wants to plan for next season. If you've watched the release of the message on the banner, it was just short from Enzo Maresca. The plan is to get the players to start working. Now, I'm sure by now, you have seen that Enzo Maresca's entourage and his PR people have put some information into the media. His physical trainer, Julian Alvarez, his physical trainer that's called Alvarez actually, is beginning to tell people that when Enzo Maresca comes in, he has a strict diet plan for the players. And certain things like pasta and all of those things, his players will not be allowed to eat them. Pasta, there was something that Mauricio Pochettino was doing, pizza, pasta, and stuff like that. But for Enzo Maresca, He goes as far as ketchup, and that's the kind of things that he doesn't want his players to do in there for when he becomes the next Chelsea manager. So Enzo Maresca started stuff like that. He has sent softwares to the players to start preparing for preseason so that they know exactly what they are going to work with. Two, he has told them the things that will eat, the things that will not let them eat. His dietitian and then his physical trainers are beginning to work on stuff like that. Even the amount of salt that you eat. In fact, if you have any medical background, if you have a biochemical background or what have you, you kind of understand the importance of some of these things in foods and the excess of it in foods and how it affects players in terms of performance at the highest level. So he wants to cut stuff like that. He wants to watch them and make sure that these players play to a certain level in terms of what he wants to get from them. And that is what Enzo Maresca is doing. So he has sent those softwares to them. He has spoken to them about the kind of foods that he wants them to eat. He has spoken to them exactly about how he wants them to play. He has told the Chelsea hierarchy to give information about the people that he's going to work with at Chelsea. He has been verbatim and clear of how he wants to do his things. Now, that is where the transfers comes in. The two agents that Chelsea have met, are one. You've probably heard of this boy that is called Michael Olise. A very, very important player. Last season in Chelsea, he didn't come. And Chelsea in and Michael Olise didn't come. At some point, they wanted either of Cole Palmer, Mohamed Kudus, or Michael Olise. At some point in time, we also had on that right wing. They understood that one of them would have to play as a number 10. So they would want to rather buy both of them, two players from there. Now, Michael Olise got injured in last summer and then ended up extending his contract with Crystal Palace. Now, you remember at the time Steve Parish came back and now said Chelsea were almost tapping up on Michael Olise. Chelsea are in fact very close to Michael Olise. They wanted to pay the buyout class of Michael Olise. They said Chelsea didn't go with the right thing and if they didn't know Chelsea for and having Michael Olise. Then they stepped in. Chelsea ended up not getting Michael Olise and the season went on. Now, there is update to Michael Olise, and this is the update. First of all, Joe Shields has been dealing with Michael Olise and his people throughout the whole week. In fact, he has met the entourage of Michael Olise. He has discussed with Michael Olise's entourage. He has told them the plan of Chelsea Football Club and how they want to give competition to that number 10 area and make sure so Olise comes from the right-hand side, comes inside, and Cole Palmer possibly can play as a 10. Again, I've told you, said the broader picture at Chelsea, they said they want to get the best talent available, stockpile them, have the best manager, and they believe in them. Say Enzo Maresca is the manager to take them to the promised land. Into getting these players makes sense for them. So after Tosin and Dietary, expect that Chelsea will push very hard to finish up on Michael Olise or Torian Mospe. It is in the pipeline. Joe Shields has pushed it. We are expecting say by the next 2 weeks at most it's going to happen. Now, if Chelsea are able to get these boys on the right-hand side, mind you, on the right-hand side, means that Chelsea will have Michael Olise on the right, Cole Palmer on the right, Kendrick Paye can play as a right, Esteban Willian can coexist. Now, Olise can play as a right winger, number 10, and an RCM if you want to break down low blocks. Cole Palmer can play on the right wing, on the left wing, number 10, an RCM and an LCM if you want to play in a 4-3-3 flat. Kendrick Paye can play as a 10, so next year as an RCM, LCM, right wing, left wing. If you play in a 4-3-3, Esteban Willian, right wing, left wing, in a flat winger, our target touchline and creates from wide areas. This is what Chelsea are trying to build on that right-hand side now, and they are going for it. Huge one with Crystal Palace, Michael Olise, bringing him home because they know it's a Nini Aketwa at Chelsea Football Club, and it was Joe Shields and in the bar. Right after say Chelsea baby Michael Olise, then you remember say I've told you in the past 3 weeks said when it comes to strikers, Chelsea will not do the deal for Osimhen. They won't buy Osimhen because the finances are too extreme, and they believe say it has to be value for money. In fact, maybe Chelsea here through in the projects, they have to be very smart and they can't get things wrong again. And they believe that they are making the right decisions as the time goes on. They are on the right track in making the right decisions. When they look at the profile of Victor Osimhen, they look at Benjamin Sheck, they look at Victor Gyökeres. Now, when he spoke to Gyökeres, they pulled out on the Gyökeres, there was someone in January, and I remember I mentioned it on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube, said Chelsea are not going to go on and deal with Gyökeres again. They will stick to either Osimhen or Benjamin Sesko. I can now tell you, say Chelsea are going straight to Benjamin Sesko because they believe say he's the player that can give them that stability, doesn't necessarily get injured. He is very fit for a very long time. He is that killer in front of post, has the energy in transitions, can play well, dictate paces of game, hold up play like Nicholas Jackson and stuff like that. And he's a very good player at Chelsea. For no knows, once they bring him in, he can do a lot more for them at Chelsea. So Chelsea have also met the agent and an entourage of Benjamin Šeško, the Slovak. Very, very good centre forward, very good conversion rate on. You have concrete interest in Benjamin Šeško, and I'm very confident. The big team in Germany to prevent Chelsea from getting Benjamin Šeško at Arsenal Football Club. But Chelsea are convinced, they are strong in their head, say they can beat Arsenal to Benjamin Šeško. And they are pushing very high for Benjamin Šeško, and then they are pushing for their plans in the summer. For Abrantia, your friend Benjamin Šeško, an important player for the Chelsea project as it stands now. If Benjamin Šeško comes in, Michael Olise comes in, Kendrick Paye, Cole Palmer, that is dreams in terms of Chelsea attack. But we'll wait to see how all of that goes. I can tell you, so for Tosin as I speak to you, everything is done. He's a new Chelsea player. He's going to give Chelsea that quality on here, and he's going to play very, very well, most likely for Chelsea for Kingsley Coman. And then by way of transfers, we know that Bayern are ready to let Kingsley Coman go. They don't want to extend the contract of Kingsley Coman, and they're ready to let Kingsley Coman go. Our FC Bayern Munich in terms of the quality. Of course, Kylian Mbappe is the new Real Madrid player, and he has said yes, the unveiling is going to be after the Euros. I think Mbappe is going to beat everything that Ronaldo did in terms of the unveiling that they did for him at Real Madrid in the quality of player in there. Now Kevin De Bruyne is hoping for a Saudi Arabia move, so in the Saudi Pro League. They are giving him some good money, and looks as if Kevin De Bruyne may look at it so because Saudi Arabia to take some good stuff. Because of course, when it comes to the English Premier League, when it comes to Manchester City, he has done everything that he has to do to give them quality. Now, one of the breaking news: the last time Mecheche Mucho said Manchester City have about 115 charges versus the Premier League. Now, Manchester City has launched an unprecedented legal action against the Premier League, and it has sparked civil war among clubs, with a hearing due to start on the 10th of June. Man City described the Premier League financial rules as a tyranny, and for the majority, Manchester City they have issues with the Premier League, but they've already gone on to send them to court and to try and hope they can get the best out of them in the And this is by way of all the updates that's in the FC Bayern Munich, Tottenham Hotspur, whoever Opera for Joshua Kimmich, a new contract for Joshua Kimmich at Bayern Munich in there, and then the quality of players we are waiting. Say Chelsea for we are Brantia, your friend Michael Olise, and then Tosin Adarabiayo in the quality of the team at Chelsea for Ikitan Elhon. Joe Schultz, director of football, constant communication to Michael Olise camp, and then they are pushing. They want to make sure they want to get it done. Chelsea started talking to Abrantia, the friend Benjamin Šeško, 2 years ago, and then they want to make sure they finish everything. Olise, through and through Chelsea fan, Tosin Adarabiayo, they want to get into Chelsea, and then they are pushing to get everything done in there in terms of the quality of players. Of course, Manuel Kasa about Kevin De Bruyne. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Thank you very much. So what you see here in our Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Thank you very much for being here. Share the link. Will be a Angel analysis. I'm sure in the next few hours we'll come out with some new updates. I'm here more China by 11 to 12. The first update for the day will come through once we are in good health, and then everything is going to move on from there. So guys, I'll see you. Bye bye.